What was the original idea for this ad, and how did it turn into the final video?
So when I was writing this ad originally, it was with a beer in mind. So I was kind of inspired by some of the Bud Light seltzer ads that we'd seen from the last Super Bowl. I think they were with Post Malone. They were kind of ridiculous, and that's kind of what I wanted to go for with this ad. But when I started looking at some of the local brands that we have here, none of them really fit how ridiculous this idea was going to go. So I kind of scoured the internet for some other ideas, and I stumbled on some Mountain Dew ads. So there was a couple that really stood out for just how weird they were getting. There was one in particular that we saw where it's a couple of cowboys and it's a really hot sunny day, and they pulled some Mountain Dew bottles out of a cooler that's built into the ass of the horse. And that kind of sealed the deal on how ridiculous their ads were and how it could probably fit a little bit better than a beer for our idea. So that's kind of what we had to change it into. So the idea for the ad didn't really change. The only thing that really changed was the product placement.
And can you walk us through a bit of the visual effects and any pre-production that was done for them?
Yeah, so the main idea behind this ad was that we really wanted to sell someone floating at the very end. So this was our first real attempt at some visual effects, including some blue screen chroma keying. So we really wanted to make sure that we tested it thoroughly in all our lighting situations. So when Drayden and Austin got the blue screen and blue suits out, we made sure to test it in sunny weather and cloudy weather. We shot in the shade and direct sunlight just to make sure that in every lighting situation we were properly prepared for whatever was coming our way on the actual shoot day. The other thing is that we went with blue suit versus blue screen because we thought it was going to be a little bit easier to have people controlling the actual floating person. So on actual shoot day, we had 2 people dressed up in blue morph suits. It was a lot easier than us having to figure out some complicated rigging with wires. These 2 guys could just pick Brett up and carry him through the scene. And then on shoot day, we got really lucky because we had already done all that pre-preparation. We knew what lighting situations would work best. And on the day, we got really lucky. We had some kind of partially cloudy weather, so we shot in the shade. It allowed us to just get all that flat lighting. So basically what we did was we shot a clean plate, we shot the guys in the blue suits carrying Brett, and we also had our Mountain Dew bottle. Drayden figured out a nice little rig with some fishing wire. He just twisted underneath the cap, and we had that floating through the frame as well. And I think it turned out pretty good for our first attempt at some chroma key blue screen removal. You can see for yourself.
What were some of the reasonings behind the shots, like the abrupt awakening at the start?
So for our ad, we had a couple ideas that went from our pre-planning that actually executed really well on the day of. So me and Austin had talked about how we wanted a shift in the camera movement to kind of match the story that's being told. So at the beginning, we went with handheld camera over on the gimbal because we wanted that shaky kind of in the moment feeling from the camera movement to match the man walking through the desert. And then once he found the mirage and was kind of in this dream state, we went for gimbal movement because it was more floaty and smooth, and it kind of matched the style of the story that was going on. Another thing was on the set day, like on shoot day, Austin kind of just was like, oh, what if we just had him like wake up in the desert? We just okayed it, and we immediately switched our storyboard to just match that. So we had him just wake up half buried, just to match the kind of what is going on style. He kind of woke up in the middle of this idea, and we kind of have to figure out what's going on along the way. And then for the floating, so the idea of the floating is kind of how the whole idea started, but we wanted to just escalate how weird it was feeling in the video. So it starts off kind of normal. This guy's lost in the desert, and obviously that's like not an absurd scene, but as it progresses and we see the mirage and then this little dream sequence and then him floating, it kind of just escalates one point after another, and that was kind of the goal behind it. All in all, this was a super fun project to make with the whole team. It was really awesome to see all the work that we did beforehand really pay off on shoot day as well. So all that pre-production stuff really helped us. And it was sweet to just make an idea that was so absurd and actually bring it to life with the whole team behind it and kind of enthusiastic on shoot day as well. So if you're excited to see the whole video, you can click the link in the description and go watch the full video right now.